Hello everyone and welcome back to my 6-part series all about teaching English online with Italki, which is specifically aimed at new teachers, those of you considering becoming a digital nomad or considering working remotely, working online, travelling full-time and earning money while doing so, which is exactly what I do. Now, if you are new to this series or indeed this channel, I would suggest checking out the link up above, which will take you to the playlist and all the other videos I've done on this subject. And additionally, of course, consider subscribing, then you can capture any subsequent videos that I do in future on this subject. Let's get going with episode 3. So previously we've talked all about scheduling, availability and pricing. So let's assume that you've done all of that and you're ready to get going with your first lessons. You've started receiving lesson requests, and in particular, trial lesson requests. What is a trial lesson? Okay, this is a 30-minute lesson which allows a student to evaluate the platform, to evaluate the Italki platform. There is a common misconception that a trial lesson is simply about a student trying out loads of different teachers and finding the right teacher for them. Yes, there is that aspect to it from a student's point of view, but a student only gets 3 trial lessons, and it's more about checking whether they're happy with the platform, whether it's the right platform for them. And in a trial lesson, you have an opportunity to really help them and talk about, do you have any problems with the platform, that kind of thing. But at the same time, let's face it, you need to use a trial lesson as an opportunity to promote loyalty, to generate students in terms of a long-term basis, which is exactly what I do. And we're going to talk about in this video what I do in terms of a trial lesson. Obviously, everyone is different and there are multiple ways of doing a trial lesson, but hopefully the way I do it, which really works in my opinion, will help you when you are starting out on Italki. Now, for those of you that have done a TEFL or equivalent certification in teaching English as a foreign language, you'll know that a trial lesson is effectively a needs analysis, where you have an opportunity to spend time talking to a student, first of all, to find out various things about them in terms of their English level. Now, I'm going to run through exactly what I do now with a trial lesson in stages. So very much for me, it's a 3-stage process. So the first 10 minutes of the lesson for me is allowing the student to talk to me. So the first thing you need to remember with this, okay, is that for many students, people that are using Italki for the first time, for many of them, it may be the first time that they've actually spoken to a native speaker, potentially speaking at the speed that I'm speaking right now. I normally go a bit slower, by the way. They're going to be terrified, they're going to be scared, they're going to be apprehensive. You need to have that attribute within yourself where you can really put someone at ease and make them feel comfortable. Start off by saying things like, welcome, how are you today? How did you find the Italki process? How is your day? Small talk in a way, which actually is an important part of the English language, let's face it. Ask them things like, is my speech at an acceptable level? Do you want me to slow down? Do you want me to repeat anything? I can do that, of course I can do that. The key thing about a trial lesson for me initially is capturing as much information as you can about them, because, I'll give you a almost humorous example. At one point I had 5 students in Brazil, in Sao Paulo. All of them were called Lucas. They all had the same name. So as you can imagine, it would be very difficult for me to remember specific things about each Lucas. So it's beneficial to take notes. So just point out to them at the beginning that you will be making notes and you will be looking to the side, just to make them aware of that. Because if you don't clarify that point, they might think you're being rude, they might think you're texting or doing something else while you're meant to be talking to them. During this stage of getting to know them, which is what I really call it, you want to encourage them to speak to you about anything they want. So what do they do for a living? Tell me about your family. What do you like doing in your spare time? That kind of thing. To get a bit of a picture about that person as an individual and what they like doing, because potentially you could use those points as conversation topics in future. The next point that you need to allow them to describe to you is their experience with English. So, what have they done in the past? Did they learn English at school, university? Are they in a position where, they don't really talk to anyone in English on a daily basis, and that's their primary reason for using Italki? What are their motivations for using Italki? Really hammer home that point, and you really need to be clear as the teacher as to exactly what they want to learn and why they're using Italki. One question that I do also ask, which sometimes gets the wrong reaction, and you have to be clear about it, is ask them what do they struggle with in terms of English, in their opinion. So if you don't say that in their opinion bit, they might kind of think, well, you're the teacher, you're meant to be deciphering that. And yeah, you are doing that, but it's important to know what their real issues are and what they struggle with in their opinion. So just clarify that and make a note of it. This whole section where they're speaking is very much your opportunity to evaluate their speaking level. So think about things like their use of tenses, their use of conditionals, modal verbs, prepositions, articles. You know the drill, and either make a note of that or make a mental note as well, because one thing that you will find that, if you do have a lot of students from one country, for example, that have one same language, for example Russian, they're going to have similar issues in relation to articles, prepositions, that kind of thing. So after a while you will know what their issues will be and you'll be able to prejudge in a way, but still ask them that question and make a note in relation to things that they struggle with. The next point we'll go on to is listening. So it's important, even though a key part of teaching English is about student talking time, it's also about listening. So you need to talk as well. You need to give them the opportunity to get to know you, talk about the things that you do, talk about your history, where you used to work, where you come from, what you like doing, do you have anything in common? And then move on to what you do in terms of teaching English in detail about lessons. And this is a great opportunity to judge their listening. So encourage them to ask questions as well. So if you say that, I worked in the UK for many years, hopefully they will ask you questions about things like, what was it like in the UK? What were the good things about the UK? And if they can do that, and if they're asking lots of questions, you can get a good idea that, actually their listening is really good and they can understand what I'm saying. But if they don't ask anything, clearly listening may be an issue. It might be that they just didn't have anything to ask you, but more than likely it's probably because they don't feel comfortable asking you questions. And the final 10 minutes of the lesson for me is all about building a plan together. So one key thing about Italki is that every student is different and there isn't one way that you would teach every single student, because everyone has different motivations, everyone has different issues when it comes to English, and everyone learns it in a different way. So describe what you do in terms of lessons. Do you send the material before a lesson to allow them time to prepare? Do you give them homework at the end? What kind of things do you do in lessons? What kind of experience do you have in relation to different subjects such as business English, IELTS, speaking, reading, writing, and everything, and that gives them an idea of, okay, this teacher might be a good one for me. He does things in a way which will allow me to learn in the best way. And then at the end of that 10 minutes, talk about things like packages. Say that you have packages available. Talk about your availability. Talk about your flexibility. Talk about the fact that, your Skype will be signed in 24 hours a day. You can message me anytime. Talk about what happens if you have a problem or if they have a problem in terms of sickness, they can't come to a lesson. Talk about your cancellation policy, which you would have put on your profile when you set it up in the first place. The best thing that can happen at the end of a trial lesson is that student will book a package or another lesson with you. That's fantastic. That's an achievement for you because potentially you have then generated or gained that loyalty from that student for 5 lessons or maybe even more. I've got some students I've done 40 lessons with who remain with me, and a lot of that was largely due to what I did in a trial lesson. There are, of course, other ways that you can do trial lessons. You can send a student a questionnaire beforehand, but personally, I don't think this really works because, you're not getting an overview of their speaking and listening, which, let's face it, is primarily the reason they are using Italki. So good luck with your trial lessons. I hope they go well. Why don't you tell me down below if you do anything different in terms of your trial lessons? What's your experience? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to hit that like button. And I will see you next time where we're going to go in detail about lesson material and exactly what you do in lessons. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you later.